Welcome to DrawPlus. Vector pattern fills are similar to bitmap fills, except they use vector imagery, which means they can be tiled and scaled indefinitely without losing quality or becoming pixelated. DrawPlus ships with a range of vector patterns: bricks and tiles, dots and screens, and lines and hatches. Additionally, you can create your own vector fills, either from Serif meta files or from selected objects on your drawing. We'll jump straight in and use the pen tool with the straight line mode selected to create an abstract shape. What we can then do is select the fill on the swatch tab, then navigate to the vector fills and choose the bricks and tiles category. We'll pick one of our brick patterns, which will fill the inside of our shape. We now have our basic vector fill, but we can manipulate it in a number of ways. Firstly, we can change the fill color by selecting the fill tool on the drawing toolbar, then picking a color either from the color or swatches tabs. As it's brick, we'll go for a deep red. With the fill tool selected, we also have control nodes present over the vector fill. The top node can be used to control the scale and rotation whilst maintaining the fill's original proportions. Holding Control whilst dragging also allows skewing of the fill. Holding Shift will constrain the rotation to 15-degree increments, but allow distortion of the original pattern. The right-hand node allows rotation, but also distortion of the fill. Holding Control whilst dragging this node causes it to function the same as the top node would, but in addition you can hold Shift to constrain the rotation whilst maintaining the pattern's proportions. We also have Spacing mode, which gives us the option to control both the amount of space between each repetition and the rotation. We can modify this fill by moving the patterns closer together. The top node controls spacing relative to the middle row, and the right node controls spacing relative to the middle column. The two additional nodes control rotation of the pattern. Again, the top node rotates the patterns relative to the middle row, whereas the right node rotates the patterns relative to the middle column. To create our own vector fills, we can select a chosen object, navigate to the My Vector Fills category, and click the Add icon, then choose Create Vector Fill from Selection. We can then create a new object and apply this vector fill to see the results. With this chevron pattern, once created as a vector fill, we can apply it to a rectangle and then use a combination of scaling and spacing mode to create some unique looks, including an isometric effect and a zigzag pattern. That's all for this DrawPlus video. Do experiment with creating your own vector pattern fills, and remember that you can get as complicated or as simple as you like. For more information, see the Learn section of the Startup Assistant. Thank you for watching.